This is the 13th of August, 2024. This is published on the 12th, put by WLT Reports, written by M. Winger, Winger. Title, Kamala on Day 1 Closed Detention Centers. What a stupid bitch. It was in 2019 that Kamala Harris' true feelings came out. As she were put in charge, she would shut down all detention centers, and that would be on day 1, her very first priority. I guess we have a better understanding now why the border crisis exists while she was put in charge of it. She used the idea of kids in cages as an emotional leverage to get people to support that idea. That doesn't hold water anymore. Seeing as how the images of kids in cages at the border occurred on Obama's watch. Kamala Harris saying in 2019 that if she is elected, she would shut down for-profit private detention centers, expressing outrage at the kids in cages that were put there by Barack Obama. Since Harris Biden took office, they have lost 85,000 unaccompanied minors. Listen to this bitch. Plays for a minute and 23 seconds.
Administration overlooks the fact
Preview.
that what is happening
Multimedia
with the
Marketplace.
detention of these children, the circumstances by which they arrive, is a human rights abuse being committed by the United States government. And so we are here to stand up and say that we are
Preview.
not going to
The
allow this to
Multimedia
happen, not
Marketplace.
on our watch. I will tell you, when elected, the first thing I'm going to do, one of the first things, is to shut down these private detention facilities. Just shut them down. Because let's be clear about what's going on here. There are people
Preview.
who are
The
literally
Multimedia
profiting
Marketplace.
off of the incarceration of children. Like, just reflect on that for a moment. There are people who are profiting off of the incarceration of children.
Preview. The
And then
Multimedia
let's break it
Marketplace.
down a little bit more and ask, who are these children? They are children who have fled, most of them, murder capitals of the world.
Preview. The
They are
Multimedia
children.
Marketplace.
Who have arrived at our shore, at our border, seeking safety, seeking refuge, seeking security. And we pride
Preview.
ourselves
The
on the
Multimedia
strength of our
Marketplace.
nation. Well, part of the strength of our nation is supposed to be that we have strong arms, which will embrace and protect.
She holds that microphone like it's Willie Brown's dick. Colin Rugg, political commentator, posted, the statement completely contradicts Harris' recent push to appear as a candidate who wants a secure border. Question, when you become president, would you be committing to close the immigration detention centers? Answer, absolutely, day 1. Detention centers are currently used to hold non-citizens who are subject to mandatory detention or those that ICE determines are public safety or flight risk during the custody determination process. Harris wants to release them into the public. Listen to this.
Hi, my name is Sally Hartman. I'm a volunteer with the Center for Worker Justice. I want to know, when you become president, would you be committing to close immigration detention centers?
Absolutely, on day 1.
On day 1. And thank you.
You have to wonder why Harris always wears slacks and jackets. I think it's to hide her waist indent. And she needs to stop flaying her hands around the way she does, because her hands are like my hands, where the ring finger is significantly longer than the index finger. Couple that with her flat forehead. What have you got? Same as Big Mike. Flat forehead, square jaw, and eyebrow bone. Vice President Camel Face on her knees Harris once pledged to close all privately run immigration detention centers on day one during her first presidential campaign, as her record on the southern border continues to generate heavy criticism. A resurfaced video clip shows then Senator Harris on an October 2019 town hall in Iowa City, Iowa, during her 2020 bid. I want to know, when you become president, would you be committing to closing the immigration detention centers? An attendee is heard asking. Absolutely, on day one. On day one, Harris responded. Ted Cruz posted the footage on the social media feed. Quote, "When she tells you who she is, believe her," he wrote. This is absolutely sickening. Let's listen to what Cruz has to say.
For 4 years, we heard Democrats and much of the media going on and on about kids in cages, kids in cages. They never acknowledged that it was Barack Obama who built those cages. I went and toured those cages in 2013 and 2014 when Obama built them. And now Joe Biden is building new cages. He's building bigger cages, and they're more full. You know, at the Donna facility, there were children just lined up in those cages, not 6 feet apart, not 3 feet apart, not even 3 inches apart, side by side by side in the midst of a pandemic. 10% of those kids are testing positive for COVID. And then just a couple of days ago, I went to another detention facility the Biden administration had stood up in downtown Dallas, the Kay Bailey Hutchison Convention Center. A giant room. It is the size of 3.5 football fields, to give you a sense of the scope. And the room is filled with nothing but cots lined up one after the other after the other. 2,200 cots all in a row, all filled with teenage boys aged 13 through 17, just one slice of the children who are suffering, who are being brought in by human traffickers, who are being abused, who are being sexually abused. And all of that's the direct result of Joe Biden's political mistakes.
Like I said, folks, you can't make this stuff up. You take a look at the photographs of the kids in literally cages, like a dog kennel. I'll attach the link. Look at it, pass it along, and thanks for listening.